98.9 Nash Icon. It's Adam Webster with Terry Virtue, Mr. Worcester Ice Cat. What are some of the fond memories that you have playing in Worcester?
Well, it was always great to see the back then with the Centrum sold out when we play the Bruins and stuff like this. It was always fun games. It was a big rivalry. It was fun, those games. The fans really took us in wherever we went. We were well known. It was a very special time.
You mentioned the Bruins, the Providence Bruins, of course, the AHL team for the Boston Bruins. And not every hockey player gets to step on the NHL ice. And you got to do it for 5 games in your career, 4 for the Bruins and once for the New York Rangers.
I think I was 28 or 29 at the time. So, it was one of those ones that I had to wait for. I was called up earlier when I was with the Ice Cats to the Blues. Took warm up in Maple Leaf Garden where I was born, had family there, and Mike Keenan actually scratched me. So it wasn't a good day, and I never really got to play the Blues. I stayed up there for like 2 weeks, but never got to play a game. That was my first, taste in the NHL, which was good. But this one was a little bit different with the Bruins. I was, one of the scoring leaders for defensemen in the American Hockey League at the time. They had a lot of injuries. So for me to take my very first shift with Ray Bourque was a huge high point of my career, which can't describe because that's something you always dream about when a kid and you don't think it's ever going to happen. But, when you're 28, 29 years old and it happens, that's even something more special, I think.
I didn't realize that when you were up for those games, that Ray Bourque was your line mate when you took the ice.
Yeah, so that's, I idolized him and always looked up to him the way he played. I enjoyed watching him play. So for me to take my first shift with him on the ice was an unbelievable experience.
Saturday is going to be a lot of fun to honor the Worcester Ice Cats. Dustin Scratchoff from the Worcester Historical Society, and he'll come out and greet the fans, as will you. And the Railers are going to be wearing the vintage Worcester Ice Cats jersey, paying homage to the team that spent so many years here. So in addition to the great years that you had on the ice, a lot of players come through to the city that they play in. They have their career, then they move on. You made Central Massachusetts home. What is it about this area that just endeared to you?
You know what? It was the people I had away from the game. I just had so many friends away from the game. When you get on a team and we're all kind of from all over different areas of the country, different parts of the world, we just seemed to always just basically hang out with each other. When I came to Worcester, it was just different. We got to know a lot of people. A lot of people invited us in, and I would always stay, maybe an extra month after the season to hang out with my friends around here. And Massachusetts huge for hockey. My son was younger then. It was a good place for him to come to and stuff like that. So it was just a good fit for me. So I really enjoy it here.
What is it that some of the fans who saw you play in an Ice Cat sweater, what is it that you hear the most from fans?
I don't know. They just enjoyed the way I competed. I wasn't the biggest guy, but I would fight anybody. I played physical. I played mean, I guess. I played dirty. I think one of the guys that, I became pretty good friends with, and he actually played for the Ice Cats for a little bit. He told my son I was the dirtiest hockey player he ever played against. And I'm like, I wasn't that dirty. And he said he used to get away with it too. And he ended up coaching my son, which was kind of a funny story. He actually coached my son up in the Quebec Major Junior League for a little bit.
That's awesome. Well, we look forward to seeing you Saturday night at the DCU Center, Worcester Ice Cats night. Mr. Ice Cat, Terry Virtue, thanks for taking the time, man.
No problem. Thanks, Al.